A lot of people don't like to cook duck because it's very fatty. However, there are a couple of ways that we can get around that. And Tom, what are we going to do today to make it tasty but less fat?
And avoid that fat. All right. That's right, Justine. What you have probably often heard of is twice roasting or twice cooking ducks. And basically, the reason for that is to render that fat out, so you get that crispy skin and that delicious meat underneath. So there's a couple of techniques. You can steam or boil and then roast. We're going to steam today.
Okay.
Now, I guess duck is fatty because it basically has that layer of fat underneath the skin to keep it buoyant in water and to keep it warm in wintertime as well. So
keep them nice and warm.
Keep it nice and warm. So all we're doing, we just pop the little tailbone down there. Now, you can stuff duck as well. You can pop some stuffing in there, some citrus, some lemon, things like that, some fresh herbs. But today...
we love to do that over Christmas in my family. Stuffed duck's quite delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty, isn't it? It's a bit of a festive treat.
So what, you just punctured a couple of, two holes?
Punch a couple of holes there, just to pop the legs into. It's just basically simply trussing the legs. So now the point of doing this, I guess, is to seal up the cavity so that when it's cooking, it sort of steams inside and we don't lose those juices. So again, find that little pocket that we popped in there before. There it is.
Little incision.
What we're going to do now is pop it into the steamer and, it's going to render that duck fat out. So we're going to pop it breast side down and as that gets out, we're going to actually take the neck off as well.
And I never throw that out because that makes fantastic stock, doesn't it?
Yeah, great stock. Don't throw anything out. Obviously, bones and things like that.
I'll take that then.
They can be left aside. Take that home for your little stash. OK, basically we're just going to prick. Try not to go into the meat, just piercing the skin down to that fat. And again, it's just going to allow the fat that's covering the breast to get out. Not forgetting that we've got the beautiful duck fat at the end, which makes the world's best roast.
Well, so you're trying to get all of that fat out. However, that is like liquid gold sometimes for potatoes. Just a little bit of it.
So, steamer already going on a high heat. Good bit of water in the bottom. Now, as I said before, some people do breast up, but I prefer doing it breast down. It allows for that fat to get right out of the duck. So, basically, 30 minutes in the steamer, and then we'll come back and we'll be done. That has steamed for half an hour. Then we take it off the heat, lid off, let it sweat. The idea is that that fat is going to extract out of those pores.
You can see that, can't you?
See there, the shine. So what you want to do is we can pop it into our roasting tray.
You've put a little rack in there too.
Yeah, a little
again, so make sure that all of the fat just goes
drips away. Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can pop some, pop your potatoes underneath, things like that if you want to.
So at this stage, you put the potatoes if you wanted to do.
Yep, for that final 30 minutes. OK, so you can see there, we've got all that sweat that's come out, all that fat, which has worked beautifully. So just pat it dry. Now, the beauty about letting it cool is that you can actually wipe it away with a paper towel, whereas when it's hot, this will stick to the skin and you ruin your duck.
Okay. Good pinch of flake salt here, so just put that all over. Do you want to turn on the other side?
Yeah,
or just that side?
Yeah, a little bit there, why not? Now, this time we're actually roasting it breast side up to get that nice, crispy-looking brown skin on top.
And for how long are we going to cook that in the oven now?
About 30 minutes, nice and hot, 240 degrees, and then we'll be ready to go for the next step.
Yum, all right, I'll put that in the oven.
So now we've been resting the duck out of the oven for 10 minutes to help it become nice and relaxed and get those juices into the meat. While we're doing that, Juz, we're just going to quickly blanch some green beans, if you could pass them to me.
And cabbage, so what, you're just sauteing this all off,
just some simple sautéed cabbage.
So nice and thin for this?
Yeah, nice and thin, just so you want to keep a bit of crunch in the cabbage, so it's a very quick little thing, just some butter, salt and pepper.
So how long are we going to blanch the beans for?
30 seconds, Juz, should do it.
Great.
If you just pass me the butter, please. We'll get that on for the cabbage. Another lump of butter.
All in moderation, I say.
That's right. In it goes. Just drain those off. You don't want to get too much water in the pan, obviously.
And do you want me to pop the cabbage in?
Yeah, let's go for it.
A bit of
some salt and pepper, yep,
yes.
That'd be lovely. Pop in there.
A bit of pepper.
Yep, love it. Gives it a little bit of heat as well, which is nice. But look, honestly, this is a very simple but colourful little dish.
Great. Well, I can start plating that up and you probably start carving the duck.
Fantastic, let's do that.
Pass that over to me. Colour, it looks really, really nice, especially the greens and the purple contrast.
Yeah, it'll go really well with the brown of the crispy duck. Just run your knife straight down the breastbone and it'll hit the wishbone. It's
amazing ducks with a start quite large and they shrink, so just be careful when you...
Fat.
It's the fat, because we've taken so much out of it. Yeah.
But then the idea being left, beautiful, sticky, caramelised meat and that crispy skin.
Yeah, it really does look good, nice and golden brown.
You can hear it crack and crunch. So just separate the leg from the breast, either side, knife down the breastbone, and pretty much now you should be able to peel that away.
So tender.
Just run your knife down there, but pretty much that'll just, when it's cooked, the legs will wiggle and you can pretty much just pull the meat straight off the bone. Yeah. So there we go.
So good.
And just running your knife across the grain. You can hear the crack of that skin. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we spin that over. I'll just pop some duck breast on here. But I gotta say, Jazz, my favourite bit, it's the Maryland.
Me too.
It's got all the flavour, nice and juicy. So let's just take that Maryland off, pop it on there. So there it is. Easy, twice roasted duck, no fat, full of flavour.
Full of flavour.
What do you reckon?
Look, I've got a fork ready. I have to try this.
Give it a go. How's that?
That is seriously a winner, Tom. Thank you.
No worries
so good.